Hi everyone, Mark here from Cycle Retreats. I've been asked quite a few people just to run through how we index Di2 gears. So I'm just going to run through very quickly how to index Di2 gears. Very, very simple, so no problems. We're going to be doing it on the 11-speed Shimano Di2, which is the Ultegra version. That has been updated now. There is a 12-speed as well. The principles are very similar. The only difference being that the control panel has changed somewhat. It's now on the 11-speed was either in the frame, in the junction box or in the handlebars. The 12-speed is now located in the back of the derailleur, so the control unit is now in the derailleur on the 12-speed. However, the principle is pretty much the same. So let's get to it. So for the purpose of this video though, what we are going to assume is that there is no issue with your limiting screws. So your upper and lower limits on the screws are set and you've had no problems with that, i.e. you're not throwing a chain off, which is then an indicator of that you need to adjust those. So yeah, just for the purpose of this video, we're assuming that there's no issues with that. It's more about just fine tuning of your derailleur. Right, so the first point of call is to set the bike up and get it ready to start the indexing. So it's always the same, be it a 12-speed or 11-speed. So what we first do is we need to ensure that the chain is on the small chain ring on the front. It is in this case. So we've not changed it into the small chain ring at the front. On the rear, what we need to do then is shift it down or up into our fifth sprocket from the top. So big and being your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So swap your chain into the fifth sprocket at the back, small chain ring at the front, and then we can start indexing. So before you start adjusting or micro adjusting the rear derailleur, one thing I always like to do is go to the back of the bike and then just cast your eye down that. So what you're looking for here is your upper jockey wheel should be in line with the teeth on the cassette. Now a nice way to do this is just roll the wheel backwards and you can see that slowly runs the wheel back, so you can see the jockey wheel operating and you can see if it needs an alignment. That'll give you an indicator right there if you need to move or micro adjust the derailleur inboard or outboard. Gives you a really good starting point. So as you can see, we're now on the fifth sprocket from the back and we're also on the small chain ring at the front. Okay, so we're good to go. We're ready to start indexing the gears. So first thing you do is we need to move our way up to your control panel, which is here. Now this could be in your levers or again under a control box here. It's the same setup. You've got a little button in the middle. Now what you want to do is you want to push that and hold it in for a couple of seconds. And what you'll see now, you've got a red light. That means you've now entered the adjustment mode for the bike. So that'll stay in this adjustment mode for quite a few minutes now. Now once you've entered the adjustment mode, it's very simple to make those micro adjustments. So by using your paddles that you would normally shift your gears. So like you would shift, this would shift it down, so this would shift it outboard and this would shift it inboard. And it shifts it by 0.2 of a mil. So you've had a look at the back of the bike. You've an idea now of which way you need to micro adjust it. You've entered trim mode on here by holding the button on your control panel, and that's showing red now, so you now can begin to trim. So start turning the wheels, and then what I like to do is actually not really look but just listen, and you can hear it chattering. What I'll do now, just to demonstrate, I'm going to take this out of index, so I'm going to just move that up so you can start to hear it now making a bit of a racket. See that? So now, as I can hear that, I'm going to then just take it back using it the other way. And I'll just start to micro adjust that back. So you see it's getting better. Getting better. And I'm quite happy with that now. That's running nice and smoothly. Right, so we're happy now that we've indexed that rear derailleur. It's not making a noise, it's not chattering, it's running nice and smooth. So it's just time to knock it out of your adjustment mode, so you can leave the bike alone and it will automatically come out of adjustment mode, or you can just hold that button down for 45 seconds to bring it out. Once you've done that, I would then just run through the gears, make sure everything is shifting nicely all the way up through the cassette and back down, and also on the front chain rings as well, large and small, just to make sure everything is right. Then it's time to have some fun, get out on the bike and enjoy that smooth drivetrain.